Yes, welcome to the sixth class of EDT830. And today we are going to examine multimedia delivery, how you can deliver your multimedia to your students in different modes. It's going to be an interesting class as usual. So let's go to class.
All right, we are gradually cruising to the end of the course. This is lesson 6, and today we are going to examine multimedia delivery. This is important because the multimedia learning resources you are creating as a teacher can only be effective when learners have access to the content to enhance their learning. So you should be able to understand the modes of multimedia delivery and how you are going to select the best for the categories of students that you are teaching as a teacher. By the end of this lesson, I expect you to be able to explain what to consider in selecting multimedia delivery, discuss different multimedia delivery modes, and lastly, select appropriate multimedia delivery modes for your students. Now, let's start this way. Multimedia delivery is important because as you are creating your content, the essence is to enhance students' learning. And they can use this multimedia to enhance their learning when it is properly delivered to them or when they have access to the content. So multimedia can achieve the purposes for which they are created only if they can be delivered to the end users. And in the instructional process, the end users of these learning resources created by teachers are usually students. So students need to have access to the multimedia to enhance their learning. Basically, multimedia delivery is the way through which these learning resources can be deployed for effective self-learning experiences. You want your student to learn at their own pace, then you should consider how you are going to deliver the multimedia that you have created. It is important to select the appropriate ways to get multimedia across to the students, especially in open and distance learning, where learners are physically separated from their tutors. What we are saying is that you need to consider the peculiarities, the characteristics of the learners you are dealing with for you to select appropriate ways to get media across to them. For instance, if you are dealing with students in conventional setting, face-to-face setting, then the kind of the mode of multimedia delivery you are going to select is different from students learning in distance education environment or open and distance learning. Attend to this class activity 1 before we continue. Now, different delivery modes have been identified by scholars to allow access to multimedia within the learning space. Scholars have identified different modes of multimedia delivery, and these modes include web-based delivery, which involves the use of internet, CD-based delivery, and lastly, blended delivery, which is blended strategy multimedia delivery system. Now, we are going to consider all this one after the other. Now, let's start with web-based delivery. With the advancement in technology and innovations across the world, teachers can now deliver multimedia learning resources to students over the internet. Now, the web-based delivery has to do with the delivering of multimedia resources through the internet. Web-based delivery remains one of the potent delivery modes to get multimedia across to the students in this digital age. And this involves the delivery of multimedia to students over the internet, especially with the use of learning management system hosted in a server. And this picture explains what we are seeing here. You can see all these components connected to the internet. The distance learners can stay at anywhere and learn at their own pace, access the multimedia through the internet here. And that is what makes it web-based. That is the delivery that is dependent on the internet to get to the student. For instance, the learning management system like Moodle is a robust platform that allows teachers to upload multimedia on the course page for students to download anywhere, anytime. And you can see that is what I've been doing for you since the beginning of the week. That page, that platform, that e-learn platform that you go to anytime to download the video I upload there is a learning management system. And it allows me to upload the multimedia resources, be it audio content, instructional video, anything. Then when I upload anything there, so far you have internet at your own end, you can log in and download this So the delivery is through the internet. So students with the internet can access the learning resources and learn at their own pace. This is quite appropriate for open and distance learning. The second mode is CD-based delivery. This kind of delivery is through the use of CD, compact disc, to get the multimedia content across to the students. CD also provides another delivery medium for multimedia to get to the end users. Remember, these students should be able to access the content of your multimedia, whether they are in the classroom, in their homes, anywhere they are. Now, CD is quite appropriate for content delivery due to its high density storage capacity. So it can contain multimedia resources with heavy size, like instructional video, simulation, or animation. So it's appropriate to, so multimedia like instructional videos or audio content can be delivered to the student or CDs. One thing to note is that CDs cannot have a far-reaching impact that a web-based delivery will have, especially in terms of accessibility from anywhere, anytime. Now you need to take note that the way students will have access to the content in web-based delivery mode will be far greater than what they will experience when you use CDs. And you might not even have the capability to send CDs to all your students. But in as much as students have access to the internet, they can use the web-based delivery mode to access your content anywhere in the world. However, it is still relevant. We're talking about the CDs. The CD is still relevant, especially in areas with limited access to the internet. So people in the rural areas can benefit from the use of CD as delivery mode for multimedia content. Now, the third one is blended delivery system, and this has to do with the mix of different delivery modes. You can deliver a content in CD, print, and also put it on the web, like learning management system for students to access. And that is exactly what we do at the National Open University of Nigeria. For instance, you have your course material in print form, so you can read the text. You can still go online to download the same course content. Still online, you can go online to download the course material. Then you still have the same course material on the learning management system. So this is a blended delivery strategy that we have employed at the National Open University to ensure that you have different ways to access your content from anywhere. Now, what to consider in selecting delivery mode? You need to look at the availability of internet, because if you are considering using a web-based delivery mode, there should be internet. Okay, students should have access to the internet to access or to get the multimedia that you have created. Then you should consider competencies required to implement the delivery mode. So if you are using the learning management system, for instance, you should consider the competencies of the learners to navigate the platform and access the contents. Availability of devices like smartphones or computers, especially in web-based delivery. Then you need to consider the availability of supporting facilities like electricity, software, and so on. You need to consider all this and pick the delivery mode that suits the needs of the learners, consider their peculiarities and characteristics. So this is the end of lesson 6. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class.